It is currently Monday, December 1st, 2025 at 2:51 a.m. I think. But I wanted to sort of make a diary webisode of sorts. Also, if you're wondering why I only have one horn, it's like 2 a.m. and I'm really tired. I broke the pen, so just ignore it. She's a unicorn. Power's a unicorn now. But lately I've been thinking a lot about the role that getting clean from addictions play in everyday life. Like, I will just be in my room all day. I'll do my school like normal, talk to my friends, I'll play games, I'll do my chores, whatever. But I always, without fail, find myself like in any moment of absence that I have where I'm not actively doing anything, I'll be like, how did I live like this? Like, how did I live like this for 17 years with like nothing to do? Like, every second I don't have something, because like every single time that I had a moment of free time, like I would just like, like it's easy to do that. And I noticed, particularly in the sphere of everyday, I kind of got in a loop to where it was like, every 2 hours then I'll hit a geek bar, like every blah blah blah, to the point where it just kind of dwindled into having it on or around me every single day, every moment of every day. If I didn't know where it was, I would start panicking. When it got down to the halfway point, I would panic, which would be really fast because I was stuck in that shit. But and now I don't have access to that, to anything anymore, which is good. Don't do drugs, they ruin lives. But now I don't have access to that anymore, and it's thrown me for quite a loop. I guess I've been very depressed, even though it's been like a month. I think a month. I've been very depressed and very irritable. And I find myself, like, every single day, whenever something is making me really upset, I just get even more upset, because I'm like, oh, well, if I had like a pack of Zens on me right now, I would be fine, because I would just pop one in between my gums and like I'd be fine. Like, I wouldn't feel bad anymore, because in that way, even though it doesn't last as long as like weed, it's just a buzz, it did sort of dull my emotions. Whenever I would get overwhelmed, I could just go into the bathroom, put on a nicotine pouch, or take a hit, and I notice a lot when opening up in peer spaces, specifically, about struggling with nicotine. Specifically nicotine, a lot of people don't take it seriously, because it's like, even though it is a very, very addictive chemical, because it's so widely available to anyone, it's sort of synonymous with like a baby drug. Like, because it's so easy to get, and like, oh, everyone vapes now, it sort of gets downplayed to how severe nicotine addictions can actually be. Like, for me personally, I have a very addictive personality. I have, addiction gene, neurodivergency, whatever. And I struggle a lot with addictive behaviors. Literally anything that gives my brain dopamine, I get addicted to it. Like, I've gotten addicted, it's like mundane things, like freaking gotcha games, like in middle school. But I guess in a way, I was very humbled by nicotine per se, because I remember at first it was like, oh, well, I won't get addicted, like, oh, this is my last pack of Zens, this is my last vape, I'm not going to do anything, I'm quitting after this, it's over. And it just like kept going like that until, I was forced to stop. And even though I was only actively addicted for like since like mid 2025, it ruined a lot of things that were good, I'd say. I had trouble sleeping. I am on psychiatric medication, so I would hallucinate and I would take it before bed. I was always paranoid without it. Sorry if my voice is like breaking up, but I would have like nightmares about my parents finding out that I was doing nicotine, that I was, vaping or whatever the kids do. Oh my god, that was really bad. I'm sorry. Anyway, I would have nightmares of them finding out and being like, actually I don't love you anymore, which obviously they wouldn't do because they love me, but I would struggle with derealization a lot more. I would just be really, really anxious all the time, and unless I hit it. And it wasn't like a sort of like mental anxiety, it was a physical anxiety. Like I couldn't calm myself down with that. Like I would get up and pace, or I would just like start bumping my leg. I would be like, okay, like it would be like this pressure in my chest to tell me like, okay, you need to hit that vape now, you need to pop his in now. But anyway, it's been really hard lately, because now I don't have it, and I'm getting used to feeling all of my emotions again, instead of just hiding behind that and, the lovely green goddess herself, if you know. And it's affected my relationships too. In ways that are very transactional, if you understand what I'm saying. And I noticed that I've been splitting a lot more. Now that I don't have it, I've been getting a lot angrier, a lot faster, and more irritable. And I don't want to be that way. And I hope that if you struggle with any sort of addictive behaviors, that you know that it'll get better. Even right now, I still feel like I'm in the thick of it, and there were a lot of days where I wish I wasn't here anymore, which is crazy to say over a geek bar, but that it's gonna be okay, that I believe in you, whether you're actively still addicted to something or you're trying to quit or you've already quit, that as long as you have that self-awareness to know that you're not alone and you can do it, even if it will be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life, I think that being able to live again without depending on substances is worth it. And I hope that I always feel this way. I know a lot of days I don't, but I hope in the long run, one day, I'll be able to not depend on any substance or any behavior to get me through the day, whether it be like eating or self-harm or substances, whatever. I hope that we don't have to struggle through any of this one day, and I believe that we can. I've been yapping for 11 minutes, sorry. But I think to close things up, I hope that whoever's watching this is doing well, and I hope that if you're struggling in the same ways that I do, that you're not alone, like I said, and you know that you're loved and cared for. I hope that you guys like my unicorn power. But yeah, I pretty much just wanted to film this as a sort of time capsule for myself, I guess, to see what was I yapping about. So I hope that I have the motivation to film more. Maybe not in cosplay next time. But yeah, I think that everything will be okay. So yeah, bye.